A ver. Bien. Y vamos a chequear acá, porque este ya se terminó. Gracias, Dani, por hacerme el aguante. Ahí está. Bien, perfecto. Vamos a ver porque me parece que así va a andar mucho mejor que tratar de transmitir a dos lados al mismo tiempo. A ver, vamos a ir a ver a la profe. Ah, ya. Creo que me caí. Bueno, me caí en el estante. En el estanque, no en el estante. ¿Dónde está la profe? Ah, tengo que esperar. Ok. Acá, wait. Vamos a esperar, claro, porque es de noche, creo. Ahí estamos. Oh, la clase.
Are you familiar with the hamlet of Irondale? It's south of the castle. I think the cave that Doran wanted us to find is near there.
No sé si puedo tomar otra más, así que vamos a aguantar. Esas son como misiones. Vamos a ver. ¡Ay, sí! ¡Hola, hermosa! ¡Linda!
Tentacular. I finished the activities you assigned me, Professor Garlick. Wonderful. I hope you gained a greater appreciation for the flora in our lives. I am forever enraptured by it. Just yesterday, I spent hours pruning my self-fertilizing shrubs and flutterby bushes. Didn't realize how long I'd been at it until the sun began to set. Well, if there's one thing I love to see more than my plants thriving, it's one of my students doing the same. Now, ready to learn Flipendo? Chin up, keep a light grip, and it's all in the wrist. Let's see you give it a go. You will want to focus with this spell. Nothing as mortifying as knocking back a colleague when all you wanted to do was move a few pots.
Flipendo, amigo. Aprendido. Whee.
Wonderfully done.
Thank
If you'd
you.
like to practice a bit more, you're welcome to do so here in the greenhouse.
Sí, ¿dónde estás? Flipendo. Vamos a poner acá. Solo para practicarla.
Mind the plants, please. Look at that. You're a natural.
Qué genial. Perfecto.
Professor Garlick, a moment of your time? The plants are resting, so now's as good a time as any.
Oh.
I was wondering, what made you want to teach herbology? How lovely of you to ask. I've always had an affinity for greenery, so this situation is a bit of a dream come true. After graduation, I was thrilled to be asked to step in for my old herbology professor. He'd had a slight accident, you see. Oh dear. A shame for him, but it worked out well for you. Well, he never cared, really cared for the plants, and they could sense it. Oh, you'd be surprised how perceptive a plant can be. At any rate, the trouble began one day when he cut into a wigan tree. Unfortunately for him, its leaves were hiding a bowtruckle. You may recall the marvelous creatures that resemble a twig. The little beast gouged the professor's eyes quite fiercely, but terrifying, I'd imagine. Likely for the professor, too. And that's when you took over as the herbology professor? Well, not quite. After 3 weeks at St. Mungo's, my predecessor regained a tiny bit of his eyesight. He insisted on returning to the greenhouse. Within a week, he claims by accident, kicked a Chinese chomping cabbage, so it was back to St. Mungo's for him.
Es horrible eso.
What a string of bad luck. Well, I felt awful for him, but I dare say I felt a bit more sympathy for the cabbage. Upon his discharge from the hospital, his indifference to plants had turned to utter disdain. He lost what little patience he had left with a particularly temperamental venomous tentacula and, well, his resulting leave of absence continues to this day.
entendemos.
I'm glad everything worked out as it did.
Sí.
And that you're the herbology professor now.
Totalmente.
Very kind of you to say. I do love these gardens and helping my students grow. Lovely speaking with you. Have a wonderful day.
Aw,
And remember, be
gracias.
kind to your Wigan trees.
I am. Soy Cain con mis plantitas. Las riego todo. Ay, señora, no me camine así, por favor. ¿Por qué mueve el culo de esa manera? ¿Alguien me explica? Perdón. La voy a seguir igual. Pero porque... Ay, Dios, esta piba me va a...
Just the person I need.
Grace, Samantha, ¿qué necesitas?
Samantha, is everything all right?
No, it's not. It's my brother William. The one I told you about after Charms class. He's been cursed. He ignored my warning and now he's lying in St. Mungo's looking completely pathetic. He simply never listens.
I'm sorry. How exactly has he been cursed?
Oh, you won't believe it. Truly, but his feet were turned into purple beets. You can imagine his distress. And mine. I won't even go into the attention he was getting from our garden rabbits before he admitted himself to hospital.
I'm so sorry. That sounds like a trying situation.
I'm glad
Sí.
you understand. Everyone else just laughs at me as if it's a joke. No compassion at all.
Well, it is an unusual situation. How did your brother end up like this?
Mal.
It's entirely his own fault. I told him about some research I'd done recently on our ancestor Marmaduke Dale. In particular, my discovery that Marmaduke's tomb was cursed. My brother's always making fun of my discoveries. This time, he laughed in my face. Told me I'd misinterpreted my findings. As if that were possible. And to prove his point, he went right up to the entrance of the tomb and poof! His feet transfigured into beets.
How awful. I can see why you're upset. He definitely needs some help.
Exactly. He may be a cape flapper, but he's still my brother.
Entiendo.
And no one deserves such a fate to last forever.
Es Gryffindor,
Especially
¿no?
as the result of a single brainless mistake. Now I worry that if the curse isn't reversed, it could become permanent.
Can't the curse be broken?
Possibly. The curse stems from a crest that was stolen from Marmaduke. If the crest were returned to its rightful place upon his sarcophagus, then I believe that William's feet may be restored. You battled trolls when they attacked Hogsmeade, escaped a dragon, and I could tell by your work in charms that you're a skilled spellcaster.
Ah,
Returning a crest to a sarcophagus should be almost effortless for you.
sí, bueno,
So?
está bien.
Will you help us?
Sí, te ayudo solo porque me dijiste cosas muy lindas. Of course.
I can take the crest to Marmaduke's sarcophagus for you.
Oh, thank you! Thank you so much! You'll simply go into the tomb where Marmaduke was laid to rest and place the crest on top of his sarcophagus.
¿Y dónde está el
According to my
crest?
research, the tomb's been abandoned for centuries, so it should be a fairly simple task. You'll find it just east of the hamlet of Brockborough. Thank you for your help.
No,
My
por
family is
favor.
indebted to you.
No, no hay problema, por favor. Tranquila, tranquila. Bueno, los voy a llevar un poquito por Hogwarts. Uy, casi me chocó ese chico y me iba a mandar a la mierda. Vamos a ir a
I
conocer
need
un
to
poquito
find
el
the tomb near
castillo.
Brockborough and place Samantha's family crest on a sarcophagus there.
Bueno, vamos a cambiar alguito. Bueno, hasta acá llegó la transmisión del día de hoy. Si quieren continuar viendo, pueden pasarse por el Twitch, que lo voy a hacer por allá. Porque necesito empezar a hacer crecer ese canal de Twitch. Y después se ve que es mucho para mi compu que pueda transmitir a dos lados al mismo tiempo. Porque acá sí no hay ningún problema, pero en Cuando quiero hacer la transmisión doble ahí es como no, se traba, pobrecita. Así que vamos a cortar acá. Les agradezco por pasarse. Gracias, Dani. Genia total. Y nos vemos en Twitch. Sigo ahora.